Hello everyone. Question is you need to create a visualization that compares revenue and cost over time. Which type of visualization should you use? Option A waterfall chart. Option B stacked area chart. Option C line chart. Option D donut chart. Correct answer is option C. Question is you build a report to help the sales team understand its performance and the drivers of sales. The team needs to have a single visualization to identify which factors affect success. Which type of visualization should you use? Option A key influencers. Option B line and clustered column chart. Option C Q&A. Option D funnel chart. Correct answer is option A. Question is you have a report that contains 4 pages. Each page contains slicers for the same 4 fields. Users report that when they select values in a slicer on one page, the selections are not persisted on other pages. You need to recommend a solution to ensure that users can select a value once to filter the results on all the pages. What are two possible recommendations to achieve this goal? Option A create a bookmark for each slicer value. Option B replace the slicers with report level filters. Option C sync the slicers across the pages. Option D replace the slicers with page level filters. Option E replace the slicers with visual level filters. Correct answer is option B and option C. Question is you have a report that includes a card visualization. You need to apply the following conditional formatting to the card while minimizing design effort. First point is for values that are greater than or equal to 100, the font of the data label must be dark red. Second point is for values that are less than 100, the font of the data label must be dark gray. Which type of format should you use? Option A color scale. Option B rules. Option C field values. Correct answer is option B. Question is drag and drop. You have a Power BI dashboard named Dashboard A that contains a tile named Tile A. Tile A contains a tree map visual from a report named Report A. You need to provide the users of Dashboard A with additional tiles that relate to the contents of Tile A. Which 3 actions should you perform in sequence? To answer, move the appropriate actions from the list of actions to the answer area and arrange them in the correct order. Please see this section. And this is the correct answer. Question is you are creating a dashboard by using the Power BI service. You have an existing report page that contains 3 charts. You need to add the charts to the dashboard while maintaining the interactivity between the charts. What should you do? Option A edit interactions in the report and set all interactions to filter. Option B. Pin each chart as a tile. Option C. Edit the dashboard theme and pin each chart as a tile. Option D. Pin the chart page as a live tile. Correct answer is option D. Question is, you need to create a visual as shown in the following exhibit. Please see this exhibit. The indicator color for total sales will be based on percent growth to last year. The solution must use the existing calculations only. How should you configure the visual? To answer, select the appropriate options in the answer area. Please see this section. And this is the correct answer. Question is drag and drop. You are using existing reports to build a dashboard that will be viewed frequently in portrait mode on mobile phones. You need to build the dashboard. Which four actions should you perform in sequence? To answer, move the appropriate actions from the list of actions to the answer area and arrange them in the correct order. Please see this section. And this is the correct answer. Question is, you are building a Power BI report. Users will view the report by using their mobile device. You need to configure the report to display data based on each user's location. Which two actions should you perform? Option A, from Power Query Editor, detect the data types of the relevant columns. Option B, in data category, set the geographic data category for the relevant columns. Option C, create a hierarchy for columns of the geography data type. Option D, use the columns of the geography data type in all visuals. Option E, for the relevant columns, set synonyms to each common geographical terms. Correct answer is option B and option D. Question is, you have a report that contains a donut chart and a clustered column chart. Interactions between the visuals use the default settings. You need to modify the report so that when you select a column in the column chart, the donut chart redraws by using the data from the selected column. What should you do? Option A, select the donut chart and set the column chart interactions to filter. Option B, select the column chart and set the donut chart interaction to filter. Option C, select the donut chart and set the column chart interaction to none. Option D, select the column chart and set the donut chart interaction to none. Correct answer is option B. Question is, you are creating a Power BI report by using Power BI Desktop. You need to include a visual that shows trends and other useful information automatically. The visual must update based on selections in other visuals. Which type of visual should you use? Option A, Q&A. Option B, smart narrative. Option C, key influencers. Option D, decomposition tree. Correct answer is option B. Question is, you have a clustered bar chart that contains a measure named salary as the value and a field named employee as the axis. Salary is present in the data as a numerical amount representing US dollars. You need to create a reference line to show which employees are above the median salary. Solution: you create a constant line and set the value to 5. Does this meet the goal? Options are yes or no. Correct answer is option B, no. Question is, you have a collection of reports for the HR department of your company. You need to create a visualization for the HR department that shows historical employee counts and predicts trends during the next 6 months. Which type of visualization should you use? Option A, ribbon chart. Option B, scatter chart. Option C, line chart. Option D, key influencers. Correct answer is option C. Question is, you are building a Power BI report to analyze customer segments. You need to identify customer segments dynamically based on the bounce rate across dimensions such as source, geography, and demographics. The solution must minimize analysis effort. Which type of visualization should you use? Option A, decomposition tree. Option B, funnel chart. Option C, Q&A. Option D, key influencers. Correct answer is option A. Question is, you have a table that contains sales data and approximately 1000 rows. You need to identify outliers in the table. Which type of visualization should you use? Option A, area chart. Option B, scatter plot. Option C, pie chart. Option D, donut chart. Correct answer is option B. Question is, you have a report that contains 3 pages. One of the pages contains a KPI visualization. You need to filter all the visualizations in the report except for the KPI visualization. Which 2 actions should you perform? Option A, edit the interactions of the KPI visualization. Option B, add the same slicer to each page and configure sync slicers. Option C, edit the interactions of the slicer that is on the same page as the KPI visualization. Option D, configure a page level filter. Option E, configure a report level filter. Correct answer is option B and option C. Question is, you have a Power BI report that contains 4 pages. All the pages contain a slicer for a field named country. You need to ensure that when a user selects a country on page 1, the selection is retained on page 2 and page 3. The solution must prevent page 4 from being affected by selections on the other pages. What should you do? Option A, remove the country slicer from page 1, page 2 and page 3. Add the country field to the page label filters. Option B. Remove the country slicer from page 1, page 2 and page 3. Add the country field to the report label filters. Option C. Move the country slicer from page 2 and page 3 to page 1. Option D. Sync the country slicer on page 1, page 2 and page 3. Correct answer is option D. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. In case of any query, please reach out to guruforcertification@gmail.com. Question is drag and drop. You have a Power BI report that contains 5 bookmarks. You need to add an object to the report from which users can navigate between 3 specific bookmarks. How should you complete the task? To answer, drag the appropriate actions to the correct steps. Each action may be used once, more than once, or not at all. You may need to drag the split bar between panes or scroll to view the content. Please see this section. And this is the correct answer. Question is, you plan to use Power BI to create sales invoices for customers. The solution must meet the following requirements. First, sales invoices must be exported in a PDF format. Second, the PDF exports must show all columns and rows clearly. What should you create? Option A, a paginated report that contains a table X. Option B, a dashboard that contains a table. Option C, an interactive report that contains a table. Option D, an interactive report that contains a matrix. Correct answer is option A. Question is drag and drop. You have a Power BI report that contains 3 pages. The pages are used to analyze sales across various countries. You add a slicer named country to each page of the report. You need to configure the report to meet the following requirements. First, when a user selects a country on the first page, the report must filter the other pages. Second, the second and the third pages must display only the filtered results. Which task should you perform for each requirement? To answer, drag the appropriate task to the correct requirement. Each task may be used once, more than once, or not at all. You may need to drag the split bar between panes or scroll to view the content. Please see this section. And this is the correct answer. Question is, you have a Power BI report that contains a page. The page contains the following. First, a shape named Shape 1. Second, a card named Sales Summary. Third, a clustered bar chart named Sales by Region. You need to ensure that the sales summary renders on top of Shape 1. What should you modify? Option A, tab order in the section pane. Option B, layer order in the selection pane. Option C, maintain layer order in the general visual settings. Option D. Vertical alignment in the canvas settings. Correct answer is option B. Question is, you have a Power BI report named Report 1 and a dashboard named Dashboard 1. Report 1 contains a line chart named Sales by Month. You pin the Sales by Month visual to Dashboard 1. In Report 1, you change the Sales by Month visual to a bar chart. You need to ensure that the bar chart displays on Dashboard 1. What should you do? Option A. Refresh the dataset used by Report 1 and Dashboard 1. Option B. Pin the Sales by Month bar chart to Dashboard 1. Option C. Select Refresh Visuals for Dashboard 1. Option D. Edit the details for the dashboard tile of Dashboard 1. Correct answer is option B. Question is, in Power BI Desktop, you are creating a report that will contain 3 pages. You need to create a custom tooltip page and prepare the page for use. Which 3 actions should you perform? Option A. For the tooltip page, set Allow Use as Tooltip to On. Option B. For the target page, set Allow Use as Tooltip to On. Option C. Configure filters on the target visual. Option D. For the tooltip page, configure filters. Option E. Add a configure visuals on the tooltip page. Correct answer is option A, D and option E. Question is, drag and drop. You need to use AI Insights to add a column of enhanced data based on the customer feedback. The solution must identify the following. First, what the customers most often provide feedback about. Second, whether the customers like your company's product. Third, the language of the feedback. Which AI Insights service should you use for each output? To answer, drag the appropriate services to the correct outputs. Each service may be used once, more than once, or not at all. You may need to drag the split bar between pins or scroll to view the content. Please see this section. And this is the correct answer. Question is, you have a Power BI report named Report A. You have a Power BI tenant that allows users to export data. You need to ensure that consumers of Report A cannot export any data from visuals. Which 2 actions should you perform? Option A. From Power BI Desktop, modify the report settings. Option B. From Power BI Desktop, modify the data load settings. Option C. From the Power BI service, modify the dataset permissions. Option D. From the Power BI service, modify the report settings. Correct answer is option A and option D. Question is, you have a Power BI report that will be rendered on a vertical display. You need to maximize the portion of the screen area used by the report. What should you do? Option A. From the Canvas background setting of Power BI Desktop, configure the image fit setting. Option B from the Canvas settings of Power BI Desktop, set a custom width and height. Option C from Power BI Desktop, select Personalize Visuals. Option D from the Power BI service, enable the Pages pane. Correct answer is option B. Question is, you need to create a visual that compares profit across 10 product categories for selected quarter. What is the best visual to use to achieve the goal? Option A, an area chart. Option B, a funnel chart. Option C, a clustered bar chart. Option D, a line chart. Correct answer is option C. Question is, you have a Power BI dataset named Finance that is hosted in a Power BI workspace. The finance team at your company is not currently a member of any Power BI workspace roles. You need to enable the finance team to use Microsoft Excel to analyze the finance dataset. What should you do? Option A, grant the finance team build permissions to the finance dataset. Option B, provide an Excel workbook that is connected to the finance dataset. Option C, create a row-level security RLS role and add the finance team to the role as members. Option D, grant the finance team write permissions to the finance dataset. Correct answer is option A. Question is, you have multiple dashboards. You need to ensure that when users browse the available dashboards from powerbi.com, they can see which dashboards contain personally identifiable information PII. The solution must minimize configuration effort and impact on the dashboard design. What should you use? Option A, Microsoft Information Protection Sensitivity Levels. Option B, Tiles. Option C, Comments. Option D, Active Directory Groups. Correct answer is option A. Question is, you have a data set that has the permissions shown in the following exhibit. Use the drop-down menus to select the answer choices that completes each statement based on the information presented in the graphic. Please see this section. And this is the correct answer. Question is, you have 5 reports and 2 dashboards in a workspace. You need to grant all organizational users read access to 1 dashboard and 3 reports. Solution, you create an Azure Active Directory group that contains all the users. You share each selected report and the 1 dashboard to the group. Does this meet the goal? Options are yes or no. Correct answer is option A, yes. Question is, you have a Power BI dataset and a connected report. You need to ensure that the users can analyze data in Microsoft Excel only by connecting directly to the dataset. You grant the users the build permission for the dataset. What should you do next? Option A, certify the dataset used by the report. Option B. Change the default visual interaction for the report. Option C. For the report, change the export data setting to none. Option D. For the report, change the export data setting to summarized data, data with current layout, and underlying data. Correct answer is option C. Question is, you need to get data from the Microsoft SQL Server tables. What should you use to configure the connection? Option A. Import that uses a Microsoft account. Option B. Import that uses a database credential. Option C. Direct query that uses a database credential. Option D. Direct query that uses the end user's credentials. Correct answer is option C. Question is, you are modeling data by using Microsoft Power BI. Part of the data model is a large Microsoft SQL Server table named order that has more than 100 million records. During the development process, you need to import a sample of the data from the order table. Solution: you add a report level filter that filters based on the order date. Does this meet the goal? Options are yes or no. Correct answer is option B, no. Question is, you need to update the Power BI model to ensure that the analyst can quickly build drill downs from the business unit to product in a visual. What should you create? Option A, a group. Option B, a calculated table. Option C, a hierarchy. Option D, a calculated column. Correct answer is option C. Question is, you attempt to connect Power BI desktop to a Cassandra database. From the Get Data Connector list, you discover that there is no specific connector for the Cassandra database. You need to select an alternate data connector that will connect to the database. Which type of connector should you choose? Option A, Microsoft SQL Server Database. Option B, ODBC. Option C, OLETB. Option D, OData. Correct answer is option B. Our part 2 of the Microsoft PL-300 will be released within a week. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the update. Stay tuned and keep learning with us. In case of any query, please reach out to guruforcertification@gmail.com. Thank you.